Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, see what's going on, just kind of get perspective on where the week is shaped up or how the week shaped up. I don't know how to say that. It doesn't matter really, but the ultimate goal here is to kind of understand a weekly summary and to recognize this is weekend, folks. There's not like a lot of like phenomenal stuff that should happen today. Well, we got a lot of like altcoins kind of slowly creeping up. There's a decent chance we're going to see a sell-off later tonight or tomorrow. Just kind of giving you a heads up there. It's not a guarantee by any stretch, but 9 out of 10 weekends have been red this year. And I think 7 or 8 of those started off with a nice strong green Friday and resulted in a very, very red Sunday. So just kind of giving you perspective there that we're, it's all good right now, but it could very well change. Maybe best to adjust your stop losses higher if you're in profit on small coins, just to ensure you walk away in the green. Good news is there's a lot of liquidation above the price action. We take a look here, 85,400, just above the local high. A lot of people are shorting at that area. So my anticipation, and as I mentioned this previously, in case you didn't catch that, is that I wanted to consider shorting at the $86,000 mark once that CME gap gets filled. So it's kind of the ultimate goal there. I wouldn't say I'm just going to blindly do that right now, but truth is that's still looking like a pretty decent option, especially now that we have a lot of liquidation there. It's common for the price action to wake up to that level and turn right around. So hopefully I'm awake for it. We'll go ahead and see if 86,000 is a good option to short. For right now, it kind of looks like that, but this basically implies that further upside is likely. Okay. Furthermore, too, if we look at the macro, we got 95K to 100K as a heavy area of liquidation. Down below as well, 76 and below. So we're kind of in the middle-ish of that area. So just know that there's no real. I don't think we're just going to see the price plummet or jump to either of those two areas, at least not right away. It seems like we have a lot of support at 80,000, and then conversely, the 90 to 95K range as well for resistance. Liquidation delta is bullish. Okay, we're up at about 7 billion in liquidation delta, implying there's a lot of longs here. This also implies that a lot of longs could have a very bad day soon, and you got to recognize that. So oftentimes when this stays too high for too long, market makers know that. They see an opportunity and they just sell, and the price comes back down with the liquidation going away. So that's kind of just there. We look here though, good news is open interest does imply we have a decent amount of support below the price action. 83 to 83.5 as a rough estimate is that local area where people have bought the most. And then conversely, of course, 80,000, 79K. That's not super important because we're not down there, but between now and then we can presume that 83,000 will be the new support. We can also see that 85,000 roughly is an area of open interest above the price. This means there's a lot of people underwater on their longs right there. So you got to recognize too, once the price hits $85,000 mark, we're probably going to see some exit liquidity. Take a look here at the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Easy way to understand it is the daily time frame is not going to look good for a while, but we're right now testing / above that 200-day SMA and or effectively retesting that 20-day SMA. So we're kind of in the middle of this range, if you will, and it doesn't mean that we're going to have this magic golden cross or death cross because we're crossing these two here. The truth is, with them both being below the price action, that'd be positive. With them both being above, it's negative, right? So we're right in the middle. We're transitioning. Nothing really phenomenal here, okay? I like to be over the 20 personally before I want to consider a long position. And we're not there yet. Same thing here as well with 50 on the RSI. We want to be above that too to kind of show that we've broken this tentative downtrend. Ever since February 1st, we've been under 50 on the RSI. And what do you know? The price has been pulling back ever since then. Okay, ever since honestly the end of January, but the truth is here at this point, it's still an early / false positive. MACD is converging. We can see that trying to swing up. So ultimately that's beneficial, but not necessarily a sign that you just take along because we're shifting momentum. That's that's a consolation for the moment, right? So truth is the daily time frame has a lot of conflicting information. So not necessarily the greatest situation to take a long or a short. That's usually how it works with TA, folks. You shouldn't be convincing yourself just because you're a fan of the MACD or stochastic RSI that you're going to take a trade based on that one thing. Historically, if you look back, there has to be other contributing factors present when these things are triggering shifts in momentum. And usually the trend line is one of those, which we are seeing here starting to break above and stay above. Keep this in mind though, folks. This is a low volume weekend. This does not provide a lot of security for us. So don't get it twisted here just because we're above the descending trend line and over that 20 and the 50-day SMA, which is a very good sign, by the way. It is a weekend. Weekends are manipulated. I'm willing to guess within the next 24 to 48 hours, we're probably going to see a sell-off. Once more, that's just based on historical values here in this last, 2 to 3 months worth of trading. So doesn't mean that that's going to happen. It just increases the odds that it will based on patterns. People get paid on Fridays. They pour money into Bitcoin and altcoins over the weekend. Market makers take all that profit on Sunday or Monday. It's very, very common now. Having said that, though, we're over 50 in the RSI. Money flow index is looking good. These are all very positive contributing factors. In fact, if it wasn't for this being a weekend, I would feel comfortable in taking a long position soon. Preferably, I'd like to be above 85,000. But the truth is, we're right here in this range. There's a lot of good, patterns of success here that imply the price action should go a little bit higher. Having said that, though, the Ichimoku cloud is going to confirm as well that we're in relatively good shape here. All right, the lagging span is within the price action. That's generally construed as a sell signal because we haven't broken out yet, so it generally implies reversal. So if you look at the baseline and the conversion line, they're kind of intersecting. That shows the momentum is being stunted out. We are above the cloud, and the good news is here the lower lead on the cloud is at $83,000 mark, roughly, just under. So that kind of reinforces that support at 83. Okay, so the price does end up pulling back, as I mentioned yesterday. This is my play out from yesterday. You can see that hypothetically we'll get a pivot off 83,000. So it's either a short at 86K, this is kind of what I'm leaning more towards, and then of course potential for a long at 83. A lot of this depends on when this happens though. Okay, if this happens right now or immediately, I wouldn't trust it. But if we do end up seeing this kind of, just say that the price action goes up higher, 86,000, and it's Sunday morning, I'm going to be a little worried and recognize that I'm probably going to secure some profits. However, if come Monday, Monday traditional markets open and we're down at 83,000 or 86,000, it might be a better chance to consider a long position too. Really just depends on how the price action progresses. But for right now, this isn't worth the trade. And at this point, I'm speculating altcoins might continue to do well for the next 24 hours. But I think if we start to see a plateau for Bitcoin, we can't close above this 86K or 85K right in that range, there's a solid chance that we're going to be able to see the price action pull back tomorrow and or Monday, one of the two. So just know that that's kind of where we're at. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but statistically, we got good odds of the price moving higher. But once more, market makers are super good about rinsing late longs, and we got a lot of late longs yesterday. It just feels weird to have a profitable Friday leading into the weekend. It historically it hasn't boded well over the weekends. So having said that, that's what I got for you. I hope that makes sense and described it correctly. Make sure you check us out over at Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. We got a lot of people coming over for our Premium Plus trading bot. This is an automated trading bot, basically a passive income source for our members. We're up 636 in the last 45 days. Since February 1st, and it's basically just an automated trading strategy that I have based on my day trading scalping strategy that I've used over the years. Anyways, just so you know, that's available there. That's a $1,000 portfolio, $50 per trade, so pretty good profit there. Congrats on that. Last thing too, of course, congrats to our committee here for our Bitcoin long, Near Protocol, and AVAX long as well. But you got to recognize, folks, we've secured majority of profit on those trades. So, while we're letting some of the trade ride out, we're not being crazy and stupid and just, letting it run to the moon. You have to secure profits in this market in order to be profitable. Okay, have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.